Hi guys, and welcome to my humble abode. I'm in front of the fragrance closet today because the baby is sleeping upstairs, so I can't make too much noise. Also, I thought it would be cool for you to see some bottles on the background instead of only my face rambling on about this fragrance all the time. So I hope you like it. Let me know how you feel about the new background. Is it something that I should do more or not? Let me know. Guys, Smoke for the Soul. This fragrance is something else. Let me just start with that. It is nothing, um, that we have smelled anywhere else. At least not to me. It's nothing that is familiar, and it was quite interesting for me to have this fragrance cross my path. Mainly because it's so different in this house. We have a lot of hype around Back to Black, Straight to Heaven, Love, even the newer releases like Black Phantom, Intoxicated. Those ones are hyped on the internet, in the fragrance community at least. But Smoke for the Soul is not. And I thought it would be cool for me to give you some some insights on this one, mostly because it's so unfamiliar. Let me start off with the presentation for Smoke for the Soul. And usually by Kilian, we get these beautiful coffin cases with a little lock in front, and it opens up like this, and the fragrance, the bottle itself sits inside in this cool coffin like box. And I really dig this presentation. I think this is what was part of their success in the niche game, not only because the fragrance, of course, that they came up with was great. A lot of the first releases were instant hits in the market, but the presentation itself was always really cool. And this is not what you get with Smoke for the Soul. Instead, you get a box like this, and it's really heavy. To the point that when I drop this on my foot, and I don't need to take it up too high, maybe from waist down, I think it will break my foot. It is that heavy. Also, it's a real fingerprint magnet, this one. It's impossible to keep clean. It has Kylian in the front, and that's it. Some anti-slip things on the bottom, so when you put it on a desk, that it won't really slide off. But I don't really see that going anywhere with that type of weight. But anyways, then you open it up, and then you have the bottle itself, which is by far one of the most beautiful bottles that I have seen in the fragrance game. Of course, the shape itself is extremely similar to what we have been getting in the past. The only real difference here is that the cap itself is silver instead of black. Apart from that, nothing really different. You have some information on the bottom. This is a 50 ml bottle, and it is an EDP concentration. The sprayer, can screw off, and you can buy a refill for this fragrance that is, a cheaper alternative to buying the bottle. So maybe if you were looking for a cheaper way to purchase this fragrance, you can just buy the refill, and you can buy like an atomizer, and you can fill it up yourself. But I really like the presentation as a whole, so I bought the bottle. Sprayer itself is excellent. Leaves a real nice mist, and yeah, overall I think this is beautiful presentation. Aside from the box itself that I don't really fancy, I don't really see that as an improvement over the original presentation, but I think they wanted to go with something else for now, and I think it's not bad either. So guys, this fragrance is a woody aromatic fragrance that was released in 2014. The perfumer behind Smoke for the Soul is Fabrice Pellegrin. She is very talented and very well known in the fragrance community. She's done some fragrances for Joe Malone, Diptyque, Azzaro, some others for Kilian. I mean, so many other brands that I can't really think of right away. But she is truly talented, and it shows in this composition. And she used ingredients that are quite rare, that you don't really encounter all that much in other fragrances. Eucalyptus, mate, birch, tobacco, of course, you know, tobacco we've seen a lot, but also cannabis, cardamom. Really interesting as a whole because it's a woody aromatic, but in my opinion, it's really more of an aromatic than it is woody. I mean, this opens up beautiful, like nothing else. The first thing that came to mind with this fragrance is, imagine that you go into like a wellness complex in Finland. Maybe you have the hot tub boiling and you have a sauna with ethereal oils evaporating through the place, you know, that maybe something like yeah, of course, the eucalyptus. It's real present in this fragrance. That's a fact, you know. That's something that hits you right away. Grapefruit, maybe a little bit. It adds to the vibrancy of that, you know, of that eucalyptus. It makes it maybe a little bit more rounded. Maybe it takes off the edge just a little bit, but it is quite aromatic, and it's not overpowering. It's not something that will throw you off. I mean, at least not to me. It smells crisp and vibrant, energetic. But at the same time, like, because of it made me think about the wellness type setting. It was also real soothing and relaxing. So it's kind of like it's a two-faced appearance. At one part of the opening, you smell like the energetic feeling of those notes, those aromatics, but at the same time, it kind of makes me really, you know, comforted and relaxed. So yeah, interesting in the opening. I mean, instantly you have something that is soft, the mate and the birch, those two combined, like it kind of almost, it doesn't really make me think about something woody. I know how birch is supposed to smell. I'm a huge fan of Ventus, and in Drydown you get a lot of birch, especially with the bottles that I have, because they have been aging for a couple of years now, and it really comes out more and more as the fragrance matures. But that birch, I think the mate, you know, overtakes takes the upper hand out of those two notes. I think it gives some sort of almost slightly earthy, a wet, damp, earthy feel to the fragrance, but earthy without being dirty. I hope you can follow. I hope this makes sense. It's quite difficult to explain this fragrance. And cannabis. Now, guys, this is the unicorn in the room. You can't get over the fact that this fragrance smells like marijuana. I mean, it is it's truly unique in that regard. I haven't smelled another fragrance that smelled like marijuana. So if you're going for a job interview and you decide like, oh, smoke for the soul, baby, it might be a little, you know, daring, to say the least. I think there's better options for you to go on a job interview, or to make a first impression, or on your new in-laws or whatever. This is quite particular note in the fragrance game, and because of the eucalyptus and the birch and the mate and maybe just like a little bit of tobacco, but I don't really get a lot of tobacco, to be honest. I think the cardamom is also there. It adds some spiciness to this composition. But like I said, it's mostly like a eucalyptus slash cannabis slash mate fragrance. It's truly comforting in a way that I haven't experienced with anything else. I have mentioned before on my channel that I like to wear La Nuit de l'Homme to bed because of the lavender and the cardamom. That's really soothing, and maybe that's what happened here. I mean, maybe the cardamom, because the other notes are maybe more powerful, the cardamom doesn't really come through, but maybe it still gives me that type of feeling because it's mixed in there. I mean, I don't know, but it's really soothing. Um, so yeah, that's basically what I get. Again, a great particular fragrance, guys. Everybody would like to know about the performance, and I can be brief with Smoke for the Soul. It's not the best out of the by Kilian line. I mean, for this type of money and for the size that it comes in, it's 50 ml, and you buy a bottle of this for like 200 euros, which is something like $230, I believe. It's quite expensive, and it's an EDP concentration, so you think it should last you quite a long time. It's not like Back to Black, it's not like Straight to Heaven, but it's not disappointing either. I get between 6 to 8 hours all the time, so it's definitely not bad. It is long lasting, it's just not the powerhouse that you expect from by Kilian. But I think, given the notes that they have used, the aromatics, there's nothing really in this in the base of this fragrance like a musk or something like a real heavy woody note. Those things make fragrances last a long time, and that's not in this fragrance. So given the fact that it's missing, you know, the heavy notes are missing in the base of this fragrance, I think the longevity is decent, and the performance itself is moderate. I mean, this is not going to project all across the room, but it's definitely not bad either. Versatility is another thing that is difficult for me to talk about, because in a way I would like to tell you, yeah, it's really versatile and you can wear it everywhere, but then again, a lot of you will think like, Steve, really, what the hell, man? This fragrance, if you're telling me it smells like cannabis and like a Finnish sauna, where the heck am I going to wear this one? It's safe to say that this is not the most versatile one. I would wear this one to work, but then again, I don't really work in an office where I meet a lot of like colleagues and clients. And by the way, the name itself for this fragrance is interesting. I think they really didn't come up with this overnight. I think they wanted to address the spiritual side of the composition. I mean, smoke, if we think about smoke, we think about cigarettes. I mean, cigars, pipe, whatever. And yeah, of course you can smoke cannabis. That's like the number one, you know, usage of a cannabis. And there's supposed to be some tobacco in here, which again is not really noticeable in my opinion. The eucalyptus and the cannabis, the aromatic side of this fragrance, really takes the upper hand through and through. But they didn't want to, you know, make it smoky in a way that we, you know, think about cigarettes or, you know, smoking fragrance. It's more of like, Smoke for the Soul to me is like a narcotic experience for your inner self. I mean, for your own enjoyment, and it's not unhealthy. I mean, instead it's making me more relaxed, so it relieves stress. So I think the name itself is really cool for this fragrance. Let me know how you think about the name. But I'm starting to wander off, guys. Versatility, I mean, it's not the best, but it's not bad either. It's a fragrance that you can wear, in my opinion, all year round. The only, you know, The only thing is that I wouldn't really suggest it for a hot summer day. It's probably better for a, you know, colder summer day evening, and it's great for fall, spring, and winter maybe not too much because it's not that long lasting. I mean, it's not that powerful in terms of projection, so it might be like um, it might be better for moderate temperatures. Masculine, feminine. This fragrance can be worn by anyone. Um, I think it's quite mature. I have to say that it's nothing that I would see a teenager wear. It's not something that would, you know, bring you attention from a younger crowd. It's quite sophisticated and it smells really refined. The ingredients are high quality. But yeah, that's it. I mean, if I would have to rate this fragrance, I would give it like a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I think they did a really good job in making something different, something unique. Let me know how you feel about this fragrance if you have smelled it. I don't suggest going out, you know, to Amazon or whatever online store that you can find that carries this and buy it right away. I think this is some fragrance that you have to sample for yourself. But if you do, please let me know. I would like to know how you feel, excuse me, about this fragrance, as it is so unfamiliar to hear about this one in the fragrance community. I would highly appreciate it if you tell me how you like it. And also, if you want to see a lot more content and be up to date with my latest releases, please consider subscribing to the channel. It will help us out a lot. Guys, have a great day. I will see you in the next one. Bye.